am a firm believer that the only reason that we're all here today is because we're on the backs of someone else.
Well.
The reason why, Alvin, we can go and swipe our card and get on a CTA bus is all because of a woman by the name of Rosa Parks. The reason why we're able to drive cars without accident and stop at the stoplight is all because of a man named Garrett A. Morgan. The reason why you can go home this afternoon and make you a peanut butter and jelly sandwich is all because of a man by the name of Charles Drew. And when I think about it, when I look at it, not Charles Drew, that's the blood man. See, I got, my bad. George Washington, I got to throw it off. Thank you. Listen, you got to keep me honest. Especially if we record this, they're going to be like, what is he talking about? George Washington Carver. And when you think about it, the only reason that some of us are sitting in this room today is because of the prayers of our mothers and our fathers, our grandmothers and our granddaddies, our aunts and our uncles, our ancestors, simply because had it not been for somebody praying for us, had it not been for somebody looking out for us, had it not been for somebody going to the Lord on our behalf, I don't know about you, but I probably would have been gone a long time ago. I don't know about you. I've done some things. I've done some damages that really I didn't know how I got out of it, but I know that somebody had to be praying to the Lord on my stupid behalf. I know that somebody had to be talking to the Lord. Somebody had to be going to the Lord because, see, the problem is too many times we get into this funk, into this mindset that when something happens, when something bad happens, when we get into certain situations, is that we're stuck there and we have nowhere to go. I came here to tell you that it does not matter what's going on in your life. It does not matter what's going on in the world. It does not matter what your stature or situation may look like today. I come here to tell you on this fourth Sunday in the month of February, you don't have to stay where you are. I understand that some of us, we all have problems. My problem may not be your problem. Your problem may not be my problem. But Sister Benjamin, we all got problems. We all have troubles. And see, here's the thing about it, Alvin. When I'm in my trouble, it seems as if the trouble is the only thing that I can see. Okay, talk to me, somebody. When I'm in trouble, when negative things are going on in my life, I have a tendency to focus on the negative rather than the positive. I have a tendency that when I get into this funk, that I stay there and I wallow in it. And then not only do I wallow in it, Sister Beverly, but I like to bring other folks down with me. When I sit in this funk, when I'm having a bad day, I start cursing out. I start talking about folks that really ain't got nothing to do with the problem, but just because they did, they just got shot just by being a bystander. The problem is, that's what's wrong with a lot of our community. A lot of black folks have this mentality or this mindset that they just gonna be what they are. We just gonna be what we are. We just gonna be where we are because don't nobody want to give us nothing. Don't nobody want to give us an opportunity. Don't nobody want to give us a job. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. I understand that, yes, we have oppression and things up against us. Yes, I understand that we have things that are not working in our favor. Yes, I understand that we have things that have our back up against the wall. Yes, I understand that we are 400 years behind and they already got a head start. But I come here to tell you today that even in the midst of it all, you don't have to stay where you are. You don't have to stay where you are physically. You don't have to stay where you are mentally. You don't to stay where you are spiritually.
Yeah.
See, the problem is, with a lot of us, is that once we get something in our mind, we don't know how to let it go. Things happen to us in our life 2, 3, 5, 10, 20 years ago, and it's still holding us captive to this very day because we don't know how to let it go. And sometimes, can I tell you this? You ain't always got to be worried about letting it go, but sometimes you ought to just be asking the Lord, Lord, just let me deal with it and move on.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Don't allow it to handicap my life. I understand your mama may not have been there when you were young. I understand you may not know who your daddy is. I understand you may not have the best job. I understand you may be living paycheck to paycheck. I understand that you may not know and understand everything. You may not have the best education in the world. You may not have the best health in the world. You may not have the best family structure in the world. But it does not define who you are. Just because my daddy was a drug dealer don't mean I got to be one.
Amen.
Not my daddy, but you. I don't want y'all calling him telling him. Just because my mama was a prostitute don't mean I got to be one.
That's right.
Just because my whole family is gangbangers don't mean I got to be one. You don't have to stay where you are. That's what happens here in the text today. These 4 leprous men are sitting outside the gate of the city, and they realize that they did not have to stay where they were. Deacon Williams, here's what they did. They did 3 things in order to understand that they don't understand what they are. These 3 things I hope that you can take with you and that you can use as you go throughout your daily walk. Number 1, in order to not stay where you are, Alvin, the first thing you got to do is consider your condition. Okay. Verse 3. There were 4 leprous men sitting at the gate.
Yeah.
Here's what you need to know about leprosy. Leprosy was a skin disease. Leprosy was a disease that was considered highly contagious, and it was so contagious that when you got it, you could not be around other folks. You were considered unclean, and you had to be away from folks that were well. And so what they would do is they would take one look at your skin and place you in a box. Y'all missed it. They would take a look at you on the outside. And when they looked at you on the outside, they would determine that they know everything about you and put you somewhere where folks like you went. Okay, y'all still, okay. You got it. Here's what they did. They took a look at your skin. And when they looked at your skin, they made a determination about you before they even knew you. That's what's going on. Still in the world today, they take a look at our skin. And when they look at our skin, they put us in a box. And they do not call us by our name, but rather they call us by our color. They do not call us by who we are, but they call us rather by our condition. I come here to tell you today, I'm sorry, but being black is not a condition, it's a privilege. Being black is not a condition, it's an honor. Being black is not a condition, it's something that I love, because it's something about being black. So, y'all ain't got to talk to me. That's right, I talk to myself. It's something about being African American. It's something about the color of my skin. It's something about the way I walk. It's something about the way my jawbone sits. It's something about the strength in me. It's something about me that makes them nervous and want to put me in a box.
Yes, you're right.
Because when they look at me, when they look at us, they know that there's more power in us than we allow ourselves to have. They look at the skin. They put you, because here's what happens. Turn that heat down. They look at this. They would look at the people with leprosy. And when they look at them, here's what they would do. They would send them out to the outside of the city where other folks that look like them. They would get them out of the city and put them in their own separate community, and they would be around other folks that had the same skin condition that they did. One thing that we have to realize and understand, that I understand that you may have grew up in the ghetto. Okay, y'all. April, but you ain't got to stay in the ghetto. I understand that you may have grew up on the block. You may have grew up in a rundown place. You may have grew up in a place where you didn't have heat at night. You may have grew up in a place where the lights weren't on. You may have grew up in a place where you had to use a candle to do your homework. You may have grew up in a place that it didn't seem too friendly, but you don't have to stay where you are. But in order to do that, you got to change your mind.
Right.
And the only way that you can change your mind is by having a conversation with your crew. That's number two. Listen. Number one, in order to get from where you are, you need to consider your condition. But then number two, you need to have a conversation with your crew. Look at what happens. It said that there were 4 of them. And as the 4 were sitting down, they began to have a conversation and said, why sit we here until we die? Now, let me say this. I got a little excited. I got ahead of myself. Yes, you have to consider your condition. But before you can have a conversation with your crew, you first need to check the crowd. Because here's what you got to understand, Sister Benjamin, is that when they did this, historians and researchers say that oftentimes in these communities outside of the gate where these leprous people were, that they were out there, it would sometimes be hundreds to thousands to 10,000s of people that sat outside the gate of the city in these communities. And sometimes they would be there for years. And some folks would end up there for years. And I thought about it. I said, here's what happened. Ed, if I got leprosy and you send somebody else with leprosy, while I'm healing, I mess around and catch it again. And then now I have to restart my healing process. So now it's 2 of us together and we're trying to heal. And as we're healing, you send somebody else out there that's got leprosy. And now I get sick again, and now I got to start to re-heal. You're going to catch it in a minute. Now it's 3 of us, and now we're all now trying to heal, and we're all trying to get our mind right, and we're all trying to start the healing process. And then somebody else show up with the same disease, and when they show up, it takes me back to where I was, and now I got to start all over again. All I'm trying to tell you is that every now and then, everybody you can't count on. Everybody you see, you can't trust. Everybody that shows up ain't a part of who you need to be around. Just because they look like you don't mean they act like you. Just because they look like you don't mean they think like you. Here's what happened. Here's what it is. I got this whole crowd of folks. And out of this whole crowd of folks, only 4 people start having a conversation. April, I can only talk to certain folks about certain things. I don't talk about getting money with everybody. Okay, y'all. I don't talk about big ideas with everybody. Because when I start trying to talk about big ideas with small-minded folks, it starts to make my ideas seem like they're impossible and I can't get it done. That's why you got to check the crowd and then have a conversation with your crew. Because when you have a conversation, you got to have a conversation with like-minded folks. How is it church and then only 3 people doing the work. All these folks in church and only 4 people showing up to the council meeting. All these folks in church and only some people doing the work. Only some people doing what needs to be done. Listen. That's all right. Sometimes you just got to have a conversation with folks who you know want to get better.
Yes, yes.
You can't keep telling somebody something and they don't want to get better. Some folks comfortable where they at.
Yeah.
Some folks don't mind being where they at. But if you're not comfortable, you don't have to stay where you are. I promise you there are some folks that are trying to get out and that are willing to help you. And that's what happened here. It said these 4 leprous men came together and started having a conversation. Here's what the conversation said. The conversation says, why sit we here waiting to die? He says, if we go into the city, there's a famine there. Go in there, we will surely die. He says, but if we sit here, we'll die also. He said, but there is a third choice. The third choice is we'll go in and turn ourselves over to the enemy. He said maybe the enemy will feel for us. Maybe the enemy will give us something to eat. Or the enemy will kill us as well. But regardless of the fact, it doesn't matter what happens. It doesn't matter if I die. At least I gave it a try.
Yeah.
It does not matter what's going on in your life. If it seems like the only options are going to turn out bad, I'd rather go down trying to make it better than sit around and wait for something bad to happen. I'd rather try to put some effort in to make it seem a little better. Instead of sitting around waiting for everything bad to come my way. It says they got up early in the morning. When they got up, they headed towards the camp. But when they got to the camp, it wasn't nobody there. Because the Lord had made the Arameans think that the army was coming to kill them. Here's what I like about it. The minute they made the decision to want better for themselves, the minute they made the decision to get up and start doing something, the minute they made the decision to not stay where they were, is the same time God started working on their behalf. That's all I came to tell you. You don't have to stay where you are, because I know a man from Galilee that when you make the first step, he'll make 1, 2. All the Lord wants is for you to do something. We too busy sitting around saying that the Lord ain't never did nothing. We too busy sitting around saying I asked God to change my situation and he ain't did nothing yet. But all I want you to know is that while you waiting on God, God is waiting on you. He wants you to make the first step. He wants you to make a decision. And when you do, everything will be better. The minute you make a decision, things start to turn around. The minute you make a decision, things start to look better. Good evening, y'all. I'm so glad you stopped by this morning. But before I go, spoke one word, made old death behave. I'm so glad that the Lord is on my side. I didn't know how I was going to make it, but I'm so glad that the Lord, He showed up. He showed up. Say yeah. Say yeah. Say yeah. Yeah. You don't have to stay where you are. Get up. Do something.
Yes.
You tired of being in dead-end relationships? Get up. Do something. You tired of sitting there crying all by yourself? Get up.
Get up.
Do something. You tired? You tired of not having enough money to pay the bills? Get up.
Get up.
Do something. It ain't gonna just fall in your lap. I'm sorry. The Lord will start moving too. And not only will He move,
Every time you call, stop.
but He'll make it so you don't even have to lift a finger.
Because he won't have to pick him up.
All they did
Church over.
was get up and start walking towards the camp. And before they could get there, the Lord had already established their blessing.
He said he was going to ask. He said he's going to.
I don't know who this is for. I don't know what's going on in your life. But there's somebody, you've been looking for something. You've been searching for something, and there's been some blockage there. You don't know what it is. You don't know how to get around it, and it stopped you from making a move. Holy Spirit is telling you today, take that step this week. Take the move this week. Oh, thank you, Holy Ghost. I'm talking to myself too. Take the move this week. And I promise you, if all you do is take the first step,
That's it. The first
the
step.
Lord is going to start moving too. Somebody's going to get some new employment.
Amen. Thank you.
Somebody's going to get a raise.
Thank you, Lord.
Somebody's going to get some new housing.
Thank you.
Somebody's going to get something that you've been looking for. I don't know what it is, but I feel it. And I just believe I'm crazy enough to declare and decree that by next Sunday we're going to have a testimony of somebody that made a move. Make the move.
Thank you, Lord.
Listen. Those are church open. I'm just talking. Listen. Put a few chairs out. I don't know. Just matter of fact, just clear that. Don't put that there. Just clear that first row. Just clear that first row. Because if somebody gonna come, they just gonna come and sit right there on that first row.
Yes, Lord.